Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your main man, Six Paths Dunga, coming to you guys again with yet another reaction video. Okay, so another reaction. It's time we get it started. This one was recommended to me not too long ago. I had it down on a list, but it got moved up because it looks pretty interesting. Like I said, I like to react to videos that I want to watch. If I don't want to watch it, I'm probably just gonna put it down there somewhere. I probably won't ever get to it. So this looks like one I do want to react to. Kishimoto teases Boruto losing his village in chapter 35. Now, part of the reason why I just want to react to it is because, like, I love chapter 35. I thought the new chapter was really good, and potentially a lot of things that happen in that chapter can shift the overall tone of the entire story. Especially what happened to Kashin Koji. That was crazy. So hopefully we could just watch this video and I can give my insight on some things he may say. This video is 15 minutes, so with my commentary, if I react to the whole thing, it's gonna be over 40 minutes. We're not gonna react to the whole video. I'm just gonna cut it up to the most interesting parts as I see fit. But anyway, yeah, Kashikage. I'm gonna leave the link to his channel down below in the description. So if you want to go support him, go support him. Great content creator and great analyst. But yeah, anyway, let's just get into the video.
Boruto should not have left Kashin Koji alone, but since he did that, a domino effect will now cost him the village in the most unexpected way possible. After seeing how Koji always relied on strategy and never considered the emotions of anyone while making decisions, maybe Boruto should have been alert about a few things. The things that pushed Kashin Koji into the doomed fate of getting deactivated. First off, he wasn't a genius to begin with. There is literally no track record of Koji doing something really remarkable in the story at his own. All his achievements were simply connected to the 10 directions, from escaping death against Ishiki to giving Boruto some special training. In other words, Koji only became so prominent in the plot because he possessed the ability of prescience.
He just called him a prescience merchant. I mean, it is true. Without prescience, I don't think Kashin Koji has did much in the series that I would say is impressive. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Koji's whole character is just reliant on prescience? Do you think he's just nothing without that? I mean, I wouldn't say he's nothing. He is still the clone of Jiraiya. He does have that. And he did play a cool little role in defeating Ishiki, you know, forcing him to come out of Jigen's body. So yeah, I would say he has some feats. But in Two Blue Vortex, I would say, like, the main purpose of his character is just to be that guide for Boruto. His new guide, since Sasuke wasn't able to be that for much of his adolescent years.
It was a decoy plan made to deactivate him for good. The item turned out to be Kawaki in disguise, who was sent by Amado to purposefully abduct Koji after turning him off with the secret code. What's interesting is that the foreshadowing of this event was already made in chapter 44 of part 1, where Koji witnessed Amado shutting down Delta with the secret code. The first thought that he had after seeing this was the possibility of him being modified in a similar manner. Just look at how naively he acted throughout the story. Even after knowing that Amado holds the key to shut him down, he was all good till the Mamushi arc, when his identity wasn't disclosed. For Amado, he was already dead, so there was no way for him to interfere in his endeavor. But just because...
I have to say though, where Kashin Koji did mess up, he should have been a little bit more skeptical of Amato. There's no way that he didn't think Amato would actually come for him at some point, or Amato wouldn't figure out that he was alive. He knows how smart Amato is, and that's besides the point. Like, there was a moment in time where Kawaki found Kashin Koji's toad inside of Boruto's jacket. They actually slipped up multiple times. So there's no way that Koji did not know that Amato was headed for him. Or not headed for him per se, but already knew that he was alive. So off the rip, when Amato approached Inojin and gave him some type of flash drive, he should have been way more skeptical. He should not have took that flash drive. Like, initially, he wasn't going to look at the contents that the flash drive had in it until he got another vision. But he took the flash drive anyway for safekeeping. He shouldn't have even taken it. If anything, he should have just let Inojin hold on to it until he got that vision. He already said, and I'm only saying this because I know the official translations now, he said that he had never seen this future outcome before. He had never seen the outcome where Amato approached Inojin and gave him some type of flash drive. Off the rip, that right there should have told him not to do anything until he got the vision. So he did mess up on that part. He was careless. Yes, he was. And that also, like, leads me to believe that a lot of other things are going to change, right? Since Koji didn't know this future, what does that mean? That means something that happened in the past changed the future so much that they're currently on another unforeseen timeline. And Boruto's not making it better because he's actively going behind Koji's back and coming up with a plan that he doesn't know the future outcome to. He doesn't know any future outcome to his and Sarada's mission to invade the Shinju's base. So that right there, that act right there could also shift the future greatly. It could get to the point where prescience just becomes obsolete. So not only is Koji just out there doing random stuff, taking ill-advised shots, Boruto's also doing the same thing. They're just selling. They're honestly selling right now.
I think Boruto's fate just ceased, and the seeds for the destroyed future got sown the moment Koji got disbanded, and I have two main reasons to see this as a strong possibility. First off, the prologue scene, which is making more and more sense with every new chapter, especially chapter 35, that has given us some ridiculously large amount of lore and setups to talk about. So Boruto questions Kawaki in the future if this was the only possible outcome. At first, it appeared to be a line that he would say out of shock, because he wouldn't be able to believe what Kawaki had done. However, the possible outcome line gives us an open thread to connect this revelation with Kashin Koji and 10 Directions. It seems like just because Boruto stopped gaining intel about the future, he couldn't account for what the future is going to be like. Kawaki's rebellion must be the most unexpected thing for him, and that's when something became pretty clear. Boruto may be too focused on dealing with the Shinju, so much that he won't be able to account for whatever will go down in Kawaki's life.
I mean, I can't even say that Boruto didn't even expect it from Kawaki, right? Kawaki's rebellion was always expected by Boruto. He always knew Kawaki's personality. He knew he was a ticking time bomb. The entire reason Boruto didn't expose Kawaki yet was mainly he didn't feel like it would do any good, you know, having Konoha in turmoil. But the second reason is Kawaki is just so unpredictable. You just don't know what he would resort to if he got pushed into a corner again. I mean, he was barely pushed into a corner with the whole Momoshiki thing, and then what did he do? He went to seal Naruto and Hinata and he tried to unalive Boruto. So there's certain things that Kawaki would do, like he was willing to unalive Sarada as well just to get to Boruto. Like to say Boruto was surprised about the future that Kawaki caused, you know, the destruction of the Leaf Village, okay, that's fine. But there's no way he didn't expect this rebellion from Kawaki. Especially after the Shinju are killed off, Boruto already knows what timing it is. Kawaki's going to come after his life, especially if he gives his body to Momoshiki. So yeah, that is what it is, honestly.
Now here is something that I wanted to point out from a very long time. Amado is indeed behind the shinobi destruction of the future, and the hints were already given to us during the Kara arc. You see the numbers tattooed on the faces of all the members. It may appear to be a negligible detail, but trust me, it's hiding
being
a
manipulated.
very big mystery of the story that I'm about to solve in this video. Just think about it for a second. Why does Jigen come at number 4 when he was the one to start Kara with Amado? Is it because he modified Delta, Koji and Boro before him? Well, I think it's less about modification and more about the origins of Kara. It appears to me that Kara was an organization whose sole purpose was to find ways of reviving Akebi. When Jigen found Amado, he may have modified him with the Shibai cells too, and the reason he has number 4 tattooed on his face is because there were already 3 members in Kara, Delta, Koji and Boro. To gain the trust of Jigen, Amado must have modified them in a way to follow his will. Koji was the only one whom he was controlling secretly. Rest, Delta and Boro used to see Jigen as the supreme leader, but Amado could disband them anytime with the shutdown code, so they were not a real hurdle in his plan. Now to better understand his involvement in Konoha's destruction, let's talk about the infamous 6th Kara inner member, Code. If Amado created Kara from scratch even before meeting Jigen, then it's pretty obvious that he's the fashion designer behind all its members as well. So why am I pointing that out now? And what does it have to do with Konoha's destruction? Well, it actually has. If Amado actually chose the outfits for all the Kara members, then there is something in Code's apparel which deserves some attention. This purple pattern is exactly the same as Kawaki's scarf from the future. That's actually a really huge Code celebration, cause it signifies that Kawaki has completely submitted his will to Amado in future. The scarf was likely something that the scientist gave him, but the question remains, what purpose does it serve? There is no way Kawaki would simply wear this scarf to look cool when he has greater things to do.
And you know what's crazy? After chapter 35, I'm pretty sure I know what direction he's going. And let me just say, if I'm wrong, then I apologize. But I've already heard the theory. I'm gonna play it from here, but I think I already know what he's talking about. He's going to say the scarf that Kawaki is wearing in this scene is to hide the toad that Amato gave him in chapter 35. I mean, I heard the theory, I've seen it on Twitter. My homeboy already told me about it. I already know. Like, the theory is cool, it has some merit to it, but at the same time, it is flawed because Kawaki can just shrink the toads. There would be no reason to hide it per se. Well, for one, I just believe he could hide it already on his clothes. It's no reason to wear a big scarf. But let's say if he was trying to hide it from Boruto or anybody, you know, the Boruto that has the Byakugan, right? So yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. But, you know, let me just hear what he says, because, you know, if it's not that theory, then, you know, I apologize. I'm wrong. But I'm pretty confident that's the direction he's gonna go just based off what he said.
The frog that's supposedly the stat controller of Kawaki was shown to be at his neck,
yeah, I was
so
right.
I guess Amado gave him this new outfit inspired by Jigen and Code in order to conceal the frog, which will be on his neck all the time. Now this theory makes absolute sense for countless reasons. First off, it's about the outfit of Kawaki. He simply cannot get a new drip at his own. There must be someone who made him have this change of apparel, and with Amado making changes to his power dynamic,
Amado's influence on Kawaki is apparent too, though, I will say.
Also a strong hint for that. If we keep the third person angle aside, then the only reason which might push Kawaki to change his clothes is a change in his ideology. They could act as a tribute to Jigen and Code, but we know Kawaki is not that type of a person. So Amado being the one to give him this new outfit is really reasonable, simply because he was the fashion designer of the people who could be seen with similar apparel in Kara. Now the question remains, what exactly did Amado whisper into the ear of Kawaki, which made him devote his entire persona to his will? I see an opinion flying around about Kawaki, which says that he is just a chess pawn with no personality, a puppet who's destined to be used by others just because he couldn't stand on his own 2 feet. Some real training would have likely prevented him from getting trapped in such a situation, but since he prefers the easy way out, it was just obvious for him to follow the will of Amado, cause at this point, he is the source behind all his powers. The way he agreed to kidnapping Kashin Koji just shows that how much he can fall when it comes to obtaining power. But a small undercover task and destroying the whole village are two completely different things to begin with. One is more like a trick.
So at the same time, Kawaki will, you know, come to his own ideologies in the future. But like he said, you can't ignore Amado's potential influence on Kawaki and his personality, right? There's one thing, right? There's one thing that Kawaki has done that might come back to haunt him in the future. Not might. It will come back to haunt him. Something he should have never done. He should have never gave Amado an edge over him. Because if you read that chapter, and I'm just assuming everyone watching this video has read chapter 35, right? I'm just assuming, right? And if you haven't, go read it and then come back and then watch this video. I'll wait 5 seconds. Okay, time's up. It's been 5 seconds. It hasn't. But anyway, regarding the new power that Amado gave him, that's why he has to keep the toad on his neck. That power comes with a price, right? That power comes with a price. Only Amado is capable of changing Kawaki's power from 100% attack to 100% defense. And he's offering him that power in exchange for him to do something, which was to capture Kashin Koji. Do you think the deal is gonna end there? No. Amado's gonna hold that over his head so he can do his bidding. So guess what? The next time that Amado wants Kawaki to do his dirty work, he's gonna say, you know what? If you do this, I'll keep lending you power. So basically what he's saying is that this chapter acted as the catalyst that's going to start this new alliance between Kawaki and Amato. This real tight alliance, right? Which he describes as the puppet master and the puppet, right? Kawaki is the puppet. He's being used by Amato. Of course, Amato has something to gain from Kawaki as well, but until the Shinju and all that and Boruto is all defeated, killed off, whatever, Kawaki is still going to remain the puppet. And through Kawaki being a puppet, Amato's going to just put things in his ear, put things in his head, and that's going to result in Kawaki forming this ideology that is going to cause him to want to destroy Konoha, or destroy the shinobi system as he described it. So that's how I kind of interpret it. I could be wrong, but that's just how I see things, right? That's how I see things when I look at Kawaki's character.
So what exactly was he running low in time for, and how does disbanding Koji help him in any way? Is he going to modify him in a way that he would favor the scientist over anything else, or was it done to prevent Boruto from knowing his true plans? Well, if he wants to use the prescience ability for himself, then it kinda makes sense, cause he might be able to see a future where RKB gets revived. We can assume that Amado wants to use Koji in foreseeing a point of future where he finally reunites with his daughter. Or if that's even possible with
Amato just got way more suspicious.
Strategize everything from defeating Ishiki to manipulating Kawaki. But there is a problem which makes this possibility a bit unrealistic. First off, Koji doesn't get to choose the futures with his ability. They usually pop randomly. That's why he refers to them as updates. So Amato, believing he might find out something about his daughter by kidnapping Kashin Koji, might not turn out as expected. This means there must be some other reason which made Amato come up with the plan of deactivating Kashin Koji. So what if he's not going to wake him up, making him remain disabled forever from this point? Well, that's actually one of my favorite possibilities, cause it goes well with the infamous grandfather theory, which proposes the likelihood of Amado turning out to be Kawaki's grandfather. The whole plot may be revolving around Kawaki unknowingly reviving his mother in the end, whom he had lost at the age of 2.
Bro, that is one of the craziest theories I think I've ever heard. You know, Amado being Kawaki's grandfather and reviving his mother. Like, bro, that would be absolutely insane. But at the same time, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. It's not that I don't think it's likely. Well, actually, it is that I don't think it's likely. But, you know, I'm not even going to say nothing because it's just one of those things that you have to see to believe. You know what I mean? It's so unlikely, you have to see to believe it. But if Ikemoto wants to pull it off, he probably can pull it off and it actually makes sense. He has the tools to do it, so I wouldn't be surprised. But talking about Koji, right? That's the thing I want to know. I want to know what Amato wants to do with Koji specifically. Does it have to do with stealing prescience from him? Does it mainly have to do with his daughter, you know, reviving his daughter or seeing if his daughter gets revived in the future? Or could it be a little bit more devious than that? Could Amato want prescience to form his own maniacal plan? And the funny thing about it, every point I just mentioned of why Amato could want Koji's prescience, all those points is going to shift the entire narrative of the Boruto series. Because boom, if Amato wants prescience for his own unrighteous desires, then he was the villain all along. You know, he's another villain other than Shinju in the corner that they need to worry about. If he wants to use it to see if his daughter gets revived, then if it turns out his daughter doesn't get revived, Amato could still turn into that villain. The one thing he wants is for his daughter to get revived, and he, like I said, and you guys all know, he's going to do anything it takes for that to happen. It doesn't matter if it's morally sound or not. Whatever it takes, that's what's going to happen. Even if he has to do something that's going to turn him into the villain, he's going to do that. So there's a lot of routes, right? There's a lot of routes that Amato could take here that could turn him into a villain. So if Amato is not already a villain, right, this arc right here could be the catalyst to that happening down in the future. And then you have a villain trying to manipulate Kawaki to do his bidding. It's just a recipe for disaster. Not even next chapter, but I would say like the next few chapters is so big for Amato's character and how he's going to turn out in the end. And not only his character, but like I said, Kawaki's character as well, because he's being manipulated. You know the saying, and I'm pretty sure you guys all know this saying, not everybody can handle the truth. You gotta hide the truth from some people that's a little bit more tender-minded than you, right? You can't let everybody know the truth because they have the great potential to crash out. Amato is that crash out. So by him abducting Koji, he's gonna potentially learn the truth. And you know, depending on how he takes it, he could crash out and become a villain that we all knew he was going to be eventually.
I'm about to give you my best theory on why Kawaki would destroy the shinobi world, so hear me out. We know Kawaki won't be feeling anything intensely emotional with his mother since he must not have any memory of her whatsoever. But what if Amado makes him feel all that through scientific ninja tools? Shouldn't that technically make Kawaki have a change of heart? The theory is that Akemi may have been killed by shinobis back in the day, which may have made Amado grow a strong resentment against them. Now, in order to take his revenge, he might first revive his daughter with the help of his grandson, followed by injecting his own memories and feelings of intense grief inside his mind. In this way, Kawaki would lie on the same emotional pedestal as Amado, and since he
That's
has
not a
already
bad
grown
theory.
so powerful,
Hold on
he
now.
might use his powers to reform the shinobi world once for all. Now, if Kashin Koji wasn't taken care of, he would have known the plans of Amado, which might have given him the chance to prevent the only possible outcome with the help of Boruto. The story gives us even more hints to consider this possibility. One of my favorite is the lore of Kawaki's father Kokatsu. We know he was an abusive and drunkard type of person, but the anime
he
has
crashed out
revealed him to
after
be
the
a
war.
legendary shinobi in the past. For some reasons, he left the path of shinobi, and that may be after he lost his wife to a ninja conflict, while Kawaki wouldn't have reacted to the tragedy of his mother under normal circumstances, cause his entire worldview revolves around Naoto's welfare.
Y'all feeling it?
Creating fake
Y'all feeling the theory or not?
Inside of him through some scientific ninja tools.
Okay, I think that's gonna be the end of the video. You know what? That was a fire theory. I can't even lie. I can't even cap to you. That was a fire theory. Like, somehow Amato injecting his own, like, memories, and these memories are built off hatred. Just the whole thing has to do with Amato manipulating Kawaki and him feeling his own hatred, right? That could be a possibility. Let me know how you guys feel about that theory in the comment section. I mess with it, actually. I mess with it. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. As always, let me know what you guys thought about that down below in the comment section. It was pretty good. I liked every single theory that he came up with, and it really emphasizes Amato's potential as this like real crazy villain, and not really this villain for the shinobi world, but just for Kawaki. Just for Kawaki for right now, and that could grow into a much bigger problem later on down the road, because Kawaki is potentially the strongest person in Konoha as of right now, you know, thanks to these upgrades, and I will get into that in another video, so you know, stay tuned. But anyway, of course, if you guys enjoyed the video and don't mind seeing more like this in the near future, go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe, and turn on them post notifications so you know whenever I upload or go live for chapter spoilers. And until my next one, I'm gonna see you boys and girls later, and I'm out. Peace.